Nari McDiarmid with you in the lead up to Mining News Select in Sydney, and it's great to be speaking with Grant Haywood, Managing Director and Chief Executive at Horizon Minerals, in what's been a pretty big week for the company. But firstly, Grant, what opportunity does Horizon present to investors?
Yeah, Horizon's in a unique position, or not quite unique, but a good position that we have our own milling infrastructure at a Black Swan processing facility. So a lot of developers need to construct a new plant, whereas we've got our Black Swan processing facility just 40 kilometres to the north of Kalgoorlie. And there's great optionality with that plan as well. Like milling infrastructure is really tight in the region, and we're going to unlock some of that potential and aim to fill that plant for 5 years ourselves with our own ore.
Now, for those with long memories, they'll remember it as a nickel plant. Your plans are to turn it into a gold processing hub, and you've just raised $175 million, which enables you to do this. So, how is this going to tie into your plans to be a standalone producer in the region?
Yeah, that's a great question. We've always had the aspirations of being an emerging mid-tier gold producer, and now that we've released our studies and there's pretty compelling economics in there, over a 5-year life of mine plan at a run rate of 100,000 ounces per annum, it sets us up. The company can make around $1 billion of net cash, and that's at a study price of 5,500 an ounce, and it just sets course to be that next independent gold producer, and we're looking forward to getting the rubber on the road and getting on with it.
Grant, you've also got other assets like the Nimbus Silver Project. So, what's your focus in the coming months?
Yeah, I think the focus is still primarily on the gold business. As we mentioned, we've got that 5-year life of mine plan. It's critical that we execute that plan. We bring the mines online, but we also want to expand that plan. So we've got a lot of greenfields targets that we want to drill out, and there's lots of infill drilling that we also wish to do on our current resources and improve the quality of those resources, and then convert them to ore reserves. So organically, we think we can grow our mine life to say 8 years. We've only got 30% of the resource that's actually in the mine plan, and typically you can normally get at least 50% of your resource there. But so it's focused on the gold business, but Nimbus is a fantastic option for us, I think, with a strengthening nickel price. It's a bit of a sleeper in our asset suite. It's got no value in our market cap, but there's 20 million ounces of silver and 104,000 tonnes of zinc sitting in a project 15 kilometres to the east of Kalgoorlie. So we're thinking strategically what we do with that asset. Do we develop it ourselves and upgrade the flotation circuit of Black Swan, or do we put it in a vehicle or some other nature where we can actually extract value from this project and then add value to our shareholders?
So, you've got lots of options ahead of you, Grant. Longer term, what does success look like for Horizon?
Yeah, I think now that we're fully funded with that $175 million raise, now it firmly moves to execution. So we'll start construction of our refurbishment of that plant in mid this year, mid 26, and look to turn it on in mid 2027. So I think, and then a couple of good quarters under our belt of delivery through the end of 2027. And I think there's a great gap, I suppose, between the explorers and developers and the valuations you get for producers. So I think that value gap, we can hopefully drive that, and then we'll continue to grow the business through value accretive M&A and growth opportunities. So pretty exciting times for us and our shareholders.
Grant, thanks so much for taking the time to speak today.
Yeah, thanks very much, Nari. A pleasure.